a hurry. Mavis, let's boot up the game.
You have the honors, player 2. Now serving. This looks like a job for Tidy Bowl Man. And you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. Okay, so if Superman cleans villains off the streets of Metropolis and Batman keeps the streets of Gotham clean, tell me this. What would you expect a superhero named Vauban to clean? Hair-clogged shower drains, puke-puddled grammar school hallways, blood-stained hospital sheets, or wax-filled ears? See, now, I could have given you some cash if you pick this. Vauban is the brand name of the sawdust stuff they sprinkle in the hallways of grammar schools when kids get sick. Vauban, able to absorb partially digested bologna sandwiches in a single sweep. Player 1, your choice. What are we doing? Well, looks like this category is, does a bear tip 20% in the woods? Get it right, I'm handing over $2K. Well, it looks like I'm getting a break, because it's time to bring in a special guest host for the next question. And who do we have today, Raul?
Today's guest host is Mike, the guy that just delivered our food.
I'm chewing that right in my ear. All right, Mike the sandwich delivery guy.
Hi there.
Mike, I've got roast beef and no pickles.
No problem.
Hey, nice voice. I bet I know what you do for a living.
I'm a waiter.
And like most waiters, I bet you're also... Help me out here, Mike.
I'm an actor.
Yeah, imagine that.
I perform and wait tables at a dinner theater.
That's great. That's great. Let's hear your question.
Okay. If we're doing Into the Woods, and I'm in the weeds, what is happening? I'm filling ketchup bottles on stage, another actor just stole my line, I'm playing too many characters at once, or I'm handing a prop to the wrong actor.
In case you're wondering...
In waiter slang, if you're in the weeds, you have too many things to do at once, and you're falling behind. It's hard to imagine playing too many roles at once, though. I have this one-man show coming out where I put on different hats and just become different characters.
Hey, there's pickles on this. I said no pickles.
Oh, my bad. I can take those off for you. I didn't make that one.
Put your hands on it. Get out of my seat. Get out of my seat.
Here. I can take that one.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate your question. Just you can go now.
Oh, they don't mind if I'm a little later.
Thanks. Next. Let's have a category, player 1.
1, 2, praise the Almighty 3.
Well, what do we have here? Rockin', rollin', and inventin'. And you're playing for $3,000 cash money. Hey, you know that band Jethro Tull and their big hit song Aqualung? No? Well, you should. Considering what Mr. Jethro Tull invented back in the 1700s, the band Jethro Tull should have written a follow-up song to Aqualung called what? Machine seed drill, instrument of torture, rigid airship, or cotton gin? Take a Mr. Jethro Tull invented the machine seed drill. Then he grabbed his flute and pranced around like a ninny. Category time, player 2, it's your call.
You can't stop at 3, no, you gotta have 4, yeah!
The category is Existential Snack Bath. And we got $3,000 in the pot. Okay, imagine this scenario. Psychiatrist Carl Jung is sitting naked in a bathtub full of chocolate pudding. Which of the following would best illustrate Jung's theory of the collective unconscious? Jung sees the pudding as a symbol of death. Jung experiences a complete loss of identity. Freud walks in holding a spoon. Or Jung realizes his life is just a dream. Player 2, he realizes his entire life has been a dream, and reality can only be comprehended through bizarre dessert fetishes. You wish. Player 1, it's yours if you want it. He experiences a total loss of his identity.
I am the pudding is me.
For the curious, here's the right answer. The collective unconscious in Jung's theory is made up of archetypal symbols and images of universal experiences such as death. And it's a little-known fact that this idea first occurred to Jung under precisely these circumstances. Player one, it's up to you. What's next?
Let's blow this time and head for number 5.
Here we have, let me see your thing. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Hey, remember Thing, that lovable severed hand from the Addams Family? Well, imagine this touching episode. In an attempt to be even more useful, Thing takes up palm reading. Considering the 4 major lines of the palm, which of these would Thing not be able to tell? The length of Grandmama's life, what lies in Cousin It's heart, Uncle Fester's fate, or the limits of Gomez and Morticia's love? Player 2. No, Thing would be able to see that, and I think it would be a bottle of minoxidil. Player 1, you can take it. Player 1, hit it. What a pity. The correct answer is, the love line is not one of the 4 major lines of the palm. The 4th one is the headline. The headline. So, looks like Thing would find out a little something about Gomez and Morticia's love life after all. Player 1, tell me what's happening. And this one is poultry and the fine art of streaking. You give me a right answer, I give you $3,000. All right, you're sitting down to a nice Thanksgiving dinner when you realize you never actually cooked your turkey. Suddenly, the plucked and naked common turkey jumps up and tries to get away. Because he has a similar skin color, where should the turkey hide? In the cranberry sauce, in the mashed potatoes, amongst the peas, or on the cornbread? Player 1. In the mashed potatoes? Are you baked? Make your move, player. Take. The common turkey's skin is red, so you'll be looking for him in the cranberry sauce. You know, the only thing that gets you more tired than eating turkey is chasing it around the living room. Player 2, take your pick.
7, lucky, lucky 7.
Open wide and get ready for, we're gonna need a lot of nitol. $2,000 for a correct answer. All right, everybody, take out your number 2 pencils and pick the answer that best completes this analogy. New York City is to insomnia as Chicago is to what? Psoriasis, asthma, dyslexia, or flatulence? Player 1, hit it. New York is known as the city that never sleeps, and Chicago is known as the Windy City. Geez, maybe they could fill Lake Michigan with Alka-Seltzer and take care of that. Player 1, hit me with the category. Nice choice, Player 1. Kick Player 2 out of the way, because this one's just for you. It's time to play Dis or Dat. This Dis or Dat's category name is, I wouldn't wear that if I were you. Okay, I'm going to read off 7 words, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a type of fabric or a brand of toilet paper. If you'd make a shirt or a sack or pants or something out of it, press 1. If you'd flush it down the can, press 2. And press 4 to skip. For each right answer, you get $500. And you lose $500 for a wrong answer or one you don't get to. Okay, give me 30 seconds on the clock. Let's dance. Cashmere, fabric or toilet? Charmin. Flannel. Lame. Quilted Northern. Burlap. Last one. Spit. That's all she wrote. What can I say? 7 out of 7. I got nothing to criticize here. Oh, well, just another day at the office. All right, let's move on. Player 2, give me something.
Aloha, question number 9.
May I introduce, he's not Frosty, he's my snowman. This one's worth $1,000. Hope you brought your suit. It's time to get wet. If Frosty the Snowman's temperature were 0 on the Kelvin scale, what could you call him? Frosty the boiling puddle of water, Frosty the melting snowman, Frosty the diffuse cloud of condensed vapor, or Frosty the absolute zero man? Player 2, 0 Kelvin is known as absolute zero and is roughly minus 460 degrees Fahrenheit. Also known as real damn cold. I wonder what player 2's gonna pick. You better limber up, 'cause you just chose a three-way. Alrighty, here's the deal. You're gonna see a three-way like this one. Go for your buzzer when you see the correct three-way member lit up. If it's the right match, you'll score. So watch out. If you're wrong, you'll lose $1,000 every time you're wrong. And be careful. Individual answers don't necessarily have anything to do with the three-way as a group. So let's get it on. This lovely three-way goes by the category of small words come from small minds. And that means we're going to be joined by ifs, ands, or buts. Looks like this is it. Here's your three-way.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
That's all. Now catch your breath while we see how you did. Player 2, looks like you've got a handle on this three-way thing. Sure, you could use a little coaching, but for now, let's look at our overall scores. Player 2, you're still in control of the game. Very impressive. So, let's see what we've got ahead of us here. 1 down, round 2 to go. Let's get on it. Can't get started without some screws. Okay, 1 screw for each of you. Now remember, you've all got screws, so you might as well use them. Just buzz in and hit the S key to force someone to answer the question. When else is screwing gonna be that simple? Your pick, player 2, how about it?
Don't look now. It's question 11.
This category is known as snap lightly and carry a big stick. And get this one right, you got 4K coming your way. Hey, Hepcat, let's see if you're with it or not, you dig? If you were to beat a beat poet about the head and shoulders, which of these writers would need a beret to cover their bruised and battered skull? Tom Wolfe, Allen Ginsberg, William Faulkner, or Abby Hoffman? Player 2, it's dig it, man. When you think of beat poets, you think of Allen Ginsberg.
I saw the best minds of my generation.
Your turn, player 2. What's it gonna be?
I'm getting a reading of 12. Over.
Say hello to what to give, what to blaze. Play your cards right, you win $4,000. Remember that ad campaign for the Gap with all those really hip people wearing khakis? Damn, that made me feel small. If Gap created an ad featuring the person who blazed a trail through the Cumberland Gap, which of the following taglines should they use? Thomas Jefferson wore khakis, Daniel Boone wore khakis, Christopher Columbus wore khakis, or Sacagawea wore khakis? Take a shot, player 2. The Wilderness Road through the Appalachians was forged by Daniel Boone. To commemorate his extraordinary journey, the Gap will be opening stores every 5 feet along his trail. Oops, strike that. They already have. You have the honors, player 2. This one's called A Man with Cramps. How does $4,000 grab you? All right, perk up. In the 1994 movie Junior, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a man who gives birth to a baby. The Greek god Zeus also gave birth to a baby. If Arnold's character in Junior wanted to conceive his child in the same manner as Zeus, what would he have to do? Mate with a horse, consume his wife, swim naked in the ocean, or look at dirty pictures? All yours, player. Zeus's daughter was born from the side of his head after he ate the Titan Matisse, so Arnold's character would have to swallow his wife, played by Emma Thompson, to try to achieve the same effect. And I'm sure Arnold could do it. His head's big enough. Player 1, ante up.
Ain't no love like number 14.
Coming at you, Love, Soldier of Fortune style. And it's worth $2,000 if you get this one right. Hey, I was looking through the personals in Soldier of Fortune the other day, and I found this one. Buzz in when you know who wrote this personal ad. Impressionable single white female from wealthy family looking for gun-toting macho type to help me make bank withdrawals. Player 1. Patty Hearst was the heiress who was kidnapped by the Symbionese Liberation Army and later joined them. I didn't know that worked. I mean, I never thought about kidnapping as a way to meet women.
Just don't scream. Get in the car and let's go to dinner and catch a movie.
Player 1, gimme category.
Not 14, not 16, you're right in between.
Okay, give it up for religious leaders and other righteous dudes. One right answer and $6,000 head your way. Suppose you were around Wittenberg, Germany in the early 16th century and you really dug what Martin Luther had to say when he started the Reformation. Based on the popular legend about how Martin Luther presented his 95 Theses to the public, what could you say to him by way of congratulations? I can't sing your praises enough, Martin. Martin, that rocked. Wow, that knocked my socks off. Or, way to go, Martin, you really nailed it. Player 2, grab. According to legend, Martin Luther nailed the 95 Theses to the door of All Saints Church in Wittenberg. Man, he must have had a lot of bran before he did that. Oh, theses. Oh, yeah. I thought it was the 95 feces. Player 2, take your pick. Uh-oh, wet suck tit shine floor.
It's time for a triple SMS fun.
Your gibberish category for today is Kiss My Grits, Jack, and don't you come back no more. The opening value for this gibberish question is $10,000. Okay, you're going to have about 30 seconds to solve this, but every second and a half, I'm taking away some money. Get yourself ready to buzz in and start typing when you know what does this rhyme with. Flo's lover, me, you're hiking, and don't let that punctuation fool you. First clue, it's a safety warning. Like, get that mongoose out of your mouth. It's a safety warning on the front of matchbooks. Last, now or never, player 2. Start typing and hit return. You know, 3 hints usually does it for most people, but I guess you're special. Player 1, you up for some fun? Don't let me down, player 1. See, that's why I like you. Most people would have gotten the answer after 3 clues, leaving me no opportunity to call them a loser. Before lighting a match, be sure to Flo's lover, me, you're hiking. Oh. Yeah, because the last thing you want to do when you're smoking is, hurt yourself. Player 1, tell me what's happening.
On the big bayou in Louisiana, crest on 17.
This little number's known as flushing the captain's log. You get 4,000 clams for this one. Space, the final frontier. Whatever. If the crew of the Starship Enterprise were to boldly go to the U.S. state nicknamed the Last Frontier, what might we see on the next episode? Dr. McCoy visiting the Alamo, Lieutenant Uhura hiding in an igloo, Mr. Spock getting lost in the Ozarks, or Captain Kirk crawling through Death Valley? Player 2, Alaska, the last frontier.
Spock, our sensors detect some life forms, but no women. Must escape this cold and barren place.
Category time. Player 2, it's your call. The selection is, you stud. How does $2,000 sound? Put your tray in the upright position. It's time for takeoff. What will you find in the General Stud Book? Fancy buttons, hardware supplies, thoroughbred racehorses, or porn stars? Player 1, hit it. The General Stud Book traces the pedigrees of thoroughbred racehorses back to 1690. Yeah, and if you like a good trashy read now and again like I do, I recommend it. Some of those horses have a lot of sex. Let's have a category, Player 1. Let's see what we got going. Mama said deck you out. Get a right answer, you're walking away with $4,000. Flex those fingers, because here it comes. If the LL in LL Bean stood for the same thing as it does in LL Cool J's name, what would the company be called? Ladies Love Bean, Lower Links Bean, Lover Larry Bean, or Livin' Large Bean? Take a shot. James Todd Smith is better known as LL Cool J, or Ladies Love Cool James. You know, I'm glad there was no gunplay in settling that feud thing between LL Bean and J-Live Crew. Your pick, Player 2. How about it? Pucker up for Smashing Armadillos. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Okay, listen up. You're driving along in your 57 Chevy convertible at 65 miles per hour through Arizona, and you hit a really big bump. The fuzzy six-sided dice on your rearview mirror fly off and wrap around your date's throat, and she begins to make gurgling sounds. You claw at her throat with your right hand while trying to maintain control of the car with your left. Your watch band gets caught up in the string that holds the dice together. You yank on it, and your date's head spins like a top. One of the dice is torn free, flies out of the car, glances off the back of an armadillo, and rolls down the highway until it comes to rest in the noonday sun near a faded white line. What are the odds that the number on the die facing up is a 3? 3 and 6, 1 and 3, 1 and 20, or 1 and 6? Player 1. A die has 6 sides, and each side has as much of a chance of showing as any other, so the odds that a 3 is showing are 1 in 6. However, the odds that you look like an idiot because you've got fuzzy dice hanging from your mirror are much higher. Player 1, it's up to you. What's next? All rise, the attack is now in session. If you see 2 words that go together on the screen, buzz in and you've got $2,000. Hit your buzzer when they don't go together. You can kiss $2,000 goodbye. Here's the fun part.
Remember the clue.
The words only match if they fit this clue. Who's your little friend? It's not this Jack attack, that's for sure. Good luck.
2, you must be very proud of yourself. I call that a comfortable lead. But since we all know that comfort equals death, let me get you off your lazy ass by reminding you.
You don't know
Beautiful people, I have not seen a show this good since 1950.